if we actually just like thought about what we wanted to do to start the show?
Well, it's cold here today, so why don't we use that for our cold open?
Oh, it is a GPS Wednesday morning.
Oh, babe. Look at Brandon Perna coming out with that enthusiasm, with the energy, with the vibrance.
Let me tell you something, GPS heads. We got a good show for you today. Big breaking news. Richard Sherman signs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Chicago Bears, even though they don't have a football team, decided it's time to buy and build a new stadium somewhere. Tom's going to fill us in on that. We're going to compare our power rankings.
Oh, yeah.
Tom and I fight like a couple guys who fight each other. We're like prisoners. Opposing gangs in prison. I'm the ethnic gang.
I'm Tom.
And we will preview Thursday Night Football. It's a simple formula today.
That's it.
I'm excited to talk about this Richard Sherman signing in Tampa because I thought Richard Sherman should have been signed well before he got arrested this offseason. I think he's got some football left in him, and I'll tell you why the Buccaneers are so much smarter than the Kansas City Chiefs. And my power rankings will actually reflect that.
We'll reflect that. Yeah.
Oh, I love football mornings.
Listen, I think it's also great, too, because there's that viral video going around of a Florida man trapping an alligator on his lawn. And I like to think that Richard Sherman saw that video and was just like, you know what? That's what I want to do with the potentially last year of my career. Did you see that? He's literally capturing an alligator with a garbage can.
Yeah,
I just imagine the garbage can is the Buccaneers secondary, and Richard Sherman is the alligator. Or it could be a caiman. Might be a caiman. I don't want to misidentify, but it's 2021.
I believe that's called a meme, kids. Tom Grossi just did a meme.
Did I just do a meme?
Yeah. If Tom and Perna get sent to prison, I don't like Perna's chances behind bars.
Wait a minute. Is that saying I'm not pretty enough?
What? That's basically.
I'm pretty sure they're Perna's a beautiful man. He's not going to last long.
I would do what it takes to survive. Let's just say that.
I'm wearing a Vikings jersey. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of odd surviving.
I'd be such a snitch in prison. That's what they say. Go to prison, be a snitch.
That's it. They're treated really well there. That's what I've heard.
You know who will never rat you out, though? DraftKings Sportsbook.
They keep that to the grave.
Mouth shut.
No, they know where all the bodies are buried. But are they opening their mouths? No. They're shutting their mouths.
Yo, check it. DraftKings Sportsbook. Use our code GPS if you sign up there. If you want to bet on the games, if you want to bet, look, if enough of you ask DraftKings, I'm sure they'll put a money line for my chances to go to jail, and that could become a bettable thing. But code GPS, there's a link in the description. And right now, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving all new players a deposit bonus of up to $1,000 with the first deposit. Win and only when you use code GPS. So you can double your money right away to play around with on the sports book. Also, they're going to give you $200 in free bets instantly when you bet $1 on any football game. You know, DraftKings, it is safe, it is secure, it is reliable. Just like the GPS navigation system, it will never steer you wrong.
Won't go into a river. You won't.
Somebody in my live stream said, lay off the navigation puns. I said, no. I'm putting them in the DraftKings ad reads. That's how much we're leaning into
it. We are leaning into it
hard. Again, code GPS. You do it with DraftKings. You do it with us. Yeah, pretty good.
That was great. That was a nice job. You did well.
Aren't they good?
You did good, buddy. Now, listen, let's get right into the breaking news. Let's talk about the news that people would be talking about, and that is Richard Sherman signing a 1-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, we don't have the logistics on the contract. All it was is that Richard Sherman, this was the best offer he was going to get. So we're assuming, making an educated guess, that he's probably going to get a little bit more than a vet minimum, because if there was other teams vying for him, which, by the way, real quick, I love how Sherman used this as a chance to launch a podcast. He's like, listen, don't believe what everyone else is saying. And then he's like, okay, believe it. I'm going to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, like Schefter and Ian Rappaport yesterday were reporting that that Sherman was going to Tampa. They're meeting. This is the first team he's actually going to meet with physically. He's probably going to sign there. He's like, I'll tell you guys on my Pro Football Focus podcast what the truth is. And that truth was exactly what Schefter and Rappaport already reported, but smart. Like, Sherman's a savvy dude. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to hype up a podcast.
That's it.
I should learn something from Sherman in that department. But
we have a cooler show name though. Like what is it, the Richard Sherman Show?
Yeah.
RSS, like RSS feed. Oh, that's actually
oh
smart.
my god.
Oh my god.
He is next level. He just
That's
next level
chest.
GPS. That son of a gun.
Damn.
Anyway, Richard Sherman, age 33. Okay.
Dinosaur.
Here's the difference between the Bucs and the Chiefs. Both struggling on defense right now. The Tampa, they only lost one game so far because of their defense. The Chiefs have 2 losses. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are like, what's our weakness? It's our secondary right now. Sean Murphy Bunting gets injured and we can't cover anybody. We've given up 1,015 passing yards, 9 touchdowns. That's worst in the league. Although the Colts Packers have also given up 9 touchdowns in the passing game, tied for worst in the league. Really,
I'm sorry. What was that? You blanked out for a second.
Packers.
Packers are a great team. I agree.
Packers. Yeah. And the Chiefs were like, our secondary is pretty bad too. Our defense is really bad against the run. Let's fix that by signing a wide receiver. So the Bucs address an area of need. The Chiefs are like, we're just going to try to score more fucking points. Like,
that's what it comes down to.
We think Steve Spagnolino will fix the defense at some point. We always start off slow on defense. We just need to score 40 points a game. We'll be all right.
It's like a medieval duel, okay? Yeah. And you're like, all right, I'm in these fights. I'm getting cut up pretty bad. Right. I'm literally losing like hands. Right. I'm getting stabbed in the gut. And instead of thinking maybe I should invest in a shield, nay, you're like, I'm going to make my sword so much sharper and I'm going to be able to get him that way. Yeah. I might not have a hand or a liver, but those guys, I'm going to chop them up real good. So, yeah, no, I think this was the right strategy here.
Give me a mace that I can't even swing because I have no hands anymore.
That's
correct? All right.
Shove it right in the stump.
Now, Carolina, Seattle, and San Francisco all interested in Richard Sherman. The Panthers, who do have a very good defense, they lost J.C. Horn, of course, but then they also put safety Justin Burris on IR, so I think that's why they were interested in Sherman. I think Sherman could have helped any of these defenses out because the 49ers and Seahawks, their weakness, also the secondary right now. And Sherman also has, he knows those teams. He played for both of those teams, but he chose the Buccaneers because apparently Tom Brady's a great salesman, gave him a great TB12 sales pitch. Also, like I said, the NFL's not going to suspend Richard Sherman for his arrest this offseason because he already missed 3 games this season. That's kind of interesting, kind of a weird move by the NFL. If you recall, Sherman was arrested for being way too drunk, charged with, it was like burglary, domestic violence, resisting arrest, DUI, drunk driving, wrecking his car in a construction zone, and then fleeing the scene of the accident. But of course, the reason he signs with Tampa Bay is none of those things are crimes in Tampa. So
that's true. That's 100% accurate.
He's safe there. Also, I think it was like a wake-up call for Richard Sherman. I'm rooting for him to battle his demons, get off the booze or whatever led to this. And I think the TB12 method demands that you never ever have alcohol. So I think that's a good fit.
That's it. You just kiss your son on the lips. But the thing is, in terms of other storylines, I feel like Roger Goodell is like, man, like I can hand down like this harsh punishment, but if Richard Sherman is on the Buccaneers, I can hype up this Buccaneers Patriots match on Sunday Night Football and get at least 6 more Adele songs in there. Yeah. So I feel like he's like, you know what? He's a changed man. It's fine. There's no issues with it whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a bizarre move because I feel like if it's most other players, they still get the suspension. But maybe it's like, he lost out the money because he's not playing right now. Maybe the Buccaneers are like, we'll make up the money you lost for those first 3 weeks. That's why he signs there. But here's the thing. Sherman last year was injured for the 49ers.
Yes.
Only had 1 pick.
Who wasn't, by the way, for the 49ers?
332 snaps. What, 1 pick, Tom? What were you saying?
Yeah, I mean, who wasn't injured for the 49ers?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it was their other corner, Jason Verrett, who was always injured, but now he's injured again. But last season, 2020, he was healthy. 2019, however, Richard Sherman, Pro Football Focus's second highest graded corner, first highest graded corner for corners that played at least 50% of their snaps. So I do think when it comes down to it, Richard Sherman can help the Buccaneers secondary immediately. I don't think he's the corner he once was, but
no, he's not.
They need a guy in that secondary who's just not going to make mistakes, who's going to play, solid football. I think, he might give up some plays here and there, but it's an immediate upgrade for that team in an area that they needed. So,
listen, I think if you can bring Antonio Brown into Tampa and somehow not make him the highlight of like the team, and in terms of the publicity and all the bad press, Richard Sherman, he's going to be no problem. And I think, like you mentioned, I was actually talking about this with the 49ers fan last week when we were hyping the matchup. And like Sherman, no, he's not the same CB, but like he still like has that commanding presence in which QBs are at least have to be aware of him and are probably going to go to a different part of the field that he's not in. So I think right off the bat, like you said, it will be a solid contribution because right now that Tampa defense is getting lit up.
And I think like the Bucs pass rush will return to form. And of course that helps out your corners. So
correct.
It's a smart business decision for Sherman, not just financially, but performance wise.
Correct.
All right, Tom, let's roast the Bears for a minute here.
Yes,
give
ladies
me
and gentlemen.
The deets on this stadium stuff because I don't know.
This is gonna be Tom Grossi's segment here. I came very prepared for this. So yes, this is something that's been in the works for quite some time. The Chicago Bears announcing, it was actually late last night, but the Bears actually making an announcement this morning that they have secured the space to build a new stadium in Arlington Park in the Burbs. By the way, great movie from Tom Hanks. It's a good movie, The Burbs.
Classic.
Classic movie. So yeah, they've secured this to basically pave the way. It's a construction pun. Pave the way to get a brand new spanking stadium. And listen, this is going to be a long, prolonged process. They still have a lease over in Chicago. Like they got things that they got to work over and hurdles.
So they're moving further away, though, from the downtown area,
correct,
from the action.
They are literally moving to the burbs. Yeah, 1,000,000%, right? They're going to...
seems dumb.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's also talks about it being an indoor stadium, which... Listen, bunch of cowards, and now the only outdoor stadium will be in the NFC North will be the Green Bay Packers. Just gonna say. And so, yeah, I mean, again, it's moving away from the downtown area, a little bit more in the Burby area. It's supposed to be like super nice, what have you. Regardless, I have come up with what I thought is a foolproof plan regarding this move. And, I know a lot of people are like, oh, man, like Soldier Field. Oh, it's just so historic. It's so great. Whatever. I don't care. Here's what we're going to talk about here. This is my 25-step plan to taking down the Chicago Bears. Number one, they have secured the rights to get this new property, right? Boom, already done. They did the job for me. Probably spending a crap ton of money, right? There's already a major investment in this land. Now, Bears president and CEO Ted Phillips is going to be looking for a contractor, right? Someone to build this brand new stadium. Okay, I form an LLC. What do I call it? Stadiums and Stuff, right? The N and apostrophe. It's not and, so it seems cool. It seems hip, right? Phillips is looking at this and is like, oh, well, this makes a lot of sense. Like, look at these guys. We want to be cool and hip with the kids, right?
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, please.
I think it should be Chi-Town Stadiums and Stuff.
Oh.
Really lure them in. Be like, oh, this is a Chicago guy.
Okay.
Going to give us the lowest bid?
Okay. I like that. If I can work somehow deep dish pizza into that title as well, I think it's a solid home run.
Chi-Town Deep Dish Windy City Stadium and Stuff.
I think that's a winner right there. Perfect. And we can figure out the branding later, but it'd just be a big pizza dripping off a stadium. Anyway, right? So I looked up the numbers, folks. The most expensive stadiums, not shockingly, are the past two built stadiums. SoFi Stadium, total construction cost $5.5 billion. Allegiant Stadium, New Raider Stadium, $1.9 billion.
Yeah, that's actually very cheap. That's like the lowest amount you can get a stadium for these days. 2B.
I go to Phillips and I go, hey, bud, listen. 5.5 is a lot of money, right? I'm going to cut you a deal. Being from Chi-Town, being a Chicagoan native myself, right? Love that deep dish.
Michael Jordan. Love him.
Love him. Love that guy. Love the Bulls.
Go Bulls. Bears.
I'll charge you 2.5 bill. That's it. Like I'll make you a beautiful stadium. Phil's like, wow, this is great. And this is a guy, listen, and people might be like, Tom, how do you even get through the door at this point? This is a guy who not only allows Ryan Pace to be there, he also was there and is still there when Matt Nagy is the head coach. And on top of that, they traded up for Mitch Trubisky. So guys, we can suspend our disbelief just a little bit because honestly, this is probably realistic. Okay. So I go, listen, bud, Ted, we're on the first name. Give me the 2.5. This guy's like, oh my God, that's a great deal. This is perfect, right?
Venmo me.
Of course, and they're raising taxes, so this is also going to hurt Chicago as well. So they're raising taxes, right? I get a Venmo real quick. I got to verify my number or whatever. 2.5 bill in the bank. Now, at this point, this is where things get a little bit crazy. We're going to have to bring in some outside help. We have people who have designed graphics for this show and for my channel, Mr. John Robertson, right? He's a great guy. He knows how to do things. He made our intro. It's beautiful. Oh, yeah. So what do I need to do? I'm going to be like, hey, John, here's like $500, right? Create some schematics for a brand new stadium and make a fancy intro for it too, right?
Yeah.
And that it's going to be easy.
I like how you have $2.5 billion in your bank and you're like $500, John.
Well, listen, I'm not being greedy. There's a reason why he's getting 500. I'll tip him like 250 if Ted is really on board. So here's the thing, right? That's happening. Well, it's also 500 too, because I don't want him to have to declare it on his taxes. So actually, I'm doing him a favor.
Oh,
so,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. I've thought this out. So anyway, so he builds this beautiful intro. The schematics are great for the stadium. It's looking beautiful, right? And I'm just feeding this to him. Now, Ted Keys is probably going to be like, hey, I want to visit the construction site. And I have already installed barriers all around. And I'm like, sorry, like authorized personnel only. And, we can't see it yet. Down the line each year that this is going on, I just throw John another $500. Like he creates like these new schematics, makes it look real realistic, right? All this stuff. All right, time comes. Oh man, they demolished Soldier Field because they're ready to move into this brand new stadium. What happened? I remove the barrier. There's nothing there. There is no new stadium. There is now no stadium for the Chicago Bears. But you're probably wondering at this point, Tom, what did you do with all the money? That's $2.5 billion. What did you do? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a wide receiver named Devontae Adams on the Green Bay Packers who's looking to be the highest paid wide receiver in the frickin' NFL. DeAndre Hopkins making over $20 million a year. Guess what, guys? That's not a freaking problem. I got $2.5 billion.
Smart.
Yeah. Oh, what's that? I make a donation to Green Bay. I just call up Mark Murphy, the CEO and president of the Green Bay Packers. I go, Mark, I've secured the bag. Transfer those funds over. Aaron Rodgers, play for as long as you want in Green Bay. Devontae Adams, sure. We can get Corey Linsley back if Josh Myers doesn't work out. We could go get Khalil Mack because he's a free agent because the Bears don't exist anymore.
Wow.
And that is how I single-handedly sink the Chicago Bears.
And save the Packers.
And save the Green Bay Packers. Thank you.
Devontae Adams is so good that when he got blasted in the face with a helmet-to-helmet hit, he was just like, yeah, it didn't hurt my head. My chest kind of hurt a little bit after that. Like his face transfers the force of a hit into the rest of his body so he doesn't get a concussion. Like what other receiver can do that?
Yeah.
None. Yeah. Sale price, $197 million.
They've been there since 1927. Went there a few weeks ago to experience it. It's pretty fun. Maybe they can keep track and build a stadium. Well, again, what we call in Chicago deep dish, Chi-Town, Windy City stadiums and stuff. Listen, 197. They're gonna pay 2.5 bill. Like, listen, it's gonna be rocking and rolling. And I think that this is a foolproof plan. I don't see how this doesn't work out in my favor.
Yeah, I don't know why you would move your stadium out to the suburbs like that. The Broncos did the smart thing when they tore down Mile High and built what was friggin' Invesco Field, became something else, and now is something else. They built it right next to where the stadium was.
Yeah.
Which is really close to downtown, but it's still not close enough because it's like just far away enough from everything. Like they're having to build infrastructure to try to make it easy to get to. But like you want fans to be able to go to the stadiums and experience the bars and the restaurants and everything after that, and moving it to the suburbs.
Listen,
doesn't seem like it'll work out for the Bears, but it sounds like you're fine with that.
It's fine. And Zach bringing up a point, they won't be demolished because Chicago soccer team's playing there. Yeah, but guess what? I'm going to build another stadium for the Chicago soccer team. What have they done? Nothing. That's called collateral damage. So they don't get a stadium either.
It'll be underwater too.
That's
first
soccer,
underwater soccer team.
That's it. So you know what? That honestly, it doesn't matter.
We got hot ideas coming in.
So
let's.
I'm sorry. People in the chat right now saying, first of all, Nick, no. You Justin Fields should be afraid of their offensive line. 1. And 2, some people coming in the chat being like, "Oh, Tom, that's fraud. You could go to prison." At this point, I'm going to have like $1.5 billion left.
Have you ever seen a billionaire go to prison? I haven't.
No, it's not going to happen, folks.
The closest is going to be just Madoff.
That's going to be just fine. I'm going to be like, yeah. And listen, the people of Green Bay and the Grossi Posse, we're going to fundraise to get me out of prison anyway. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, well, and also, like, you can just hide.
That's true. I'm really good at hide and seek.
All you have to do for the government or the law enforcement to not find you is just destroy your phone.
That's also
destroy your phone and then leave your house. They can't track you.
You know, I will say,
grow a beard.
I will say the other idea I have is that right now I go buy a piece of land right next to where this stadium is going to be built, and I make it into a parking lot. And I charge people $40 to park there. Over time, I just funnel that money right into the Green Bay Packers organization. That ain't a crime. That's called being an entrepreneur. So I got backups. I got backups upon backups upon backups. So
it's funny that you're trying to destroy a team that poses absolutely no threat to you.
No, but it's out of spite. It's out of pure spite. Listen, you haven't even heard what I'm going to do to the Vikings, but that's next week. It's fine.
Nobody likes spite more than me. Trust me.
That's it. Look at them. Stupid. They don't even own their own stadium. Look at the stupid Bears. Look at that stupid Bears.
Oh, that's why you should always own your own stuff.
It's true.
Like if I got to own my own house, NFL owners got to pay for their own stadiums. That's the new rule. If you're a billionaire, buy your own fucking stadium. Jesus, Mother of Mary. I don't like that the taxpayers got to pay for the Bears stadiums.
I don't like it either. I don't like it either. And this is why I'm saving the people. And then they could go be fans of a good team like the Green Bay Packers. You're welcome. because it's not going to be the Lions, let's be honest here, and no one's going to go all the way to Minnesota.
Poor
So
Lions. I'm working on a nice Lions video too about just how many times they've been screwed by the refs, by the officials. I don't
that's
think
going to be like an
team,
80-minute video.
Yeah, I don't think any teams had more bad calls like at the worst time, costing them games than the Lions. I recalled the Packers phantom Aaron Rodgers face mask.
Yeah. Also,
that
hands
gave,
to the face a couple times, a little hands to the face action. I called that out on my channel too.
Got the jersey instead. Mason Crosby gets a nice little extra play there, but I'm working on that. Spending more time on that than I do my weekly power rankings.
Speaking of, let's get into the weekly power rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
Your power rankings illustrated.
Did you just screenshot the
me.
text I sent you?
Yep.
I don't even get I don't even get a picture. Last week it was smaller and black and white, but you screenshotted the text I sent you.
This is a direct text from Tom Grossi, and I don't like putting people on blast with texts. You know, when you see that like on Twitter, somebody's like, "Oh, I got these texts," and it's like something funny. It's like that might be an invasion of someone's privacy. For this, I think it's fair game.
Okay. We've downgraded hard. Yeah, I love how your power rankings aren't even full.
Well, we've got multiple slides here for my power rankings.
Okay, what the hell? Like, we have graphics, you have transitions, and mine is just a stagnant screenshot.
Next week mine will be a 3D animation, and yours will just be like a hand-drawn outline of the team logos.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think what winds up happening here is you hire John, like you throw him money, and you're just like, hey, make this look amazing. And mine will just be like, yeah, handwritten. And that's it. That's all it is. Wow. Okay. All right. So Brandon Perna put me out on blast here.
Boom.
By the way, I got crapped on for these rankings yesterday. I probably one of the most crapped on they've ever been crapped on because I didn't put the Cardinals on there, which by the way, folks, let's talk about this for a hot second. I put the Cardinals on there way before Brandon Perna did. He's like, I don't care about the Cardinals. Even when they demolished the Titans, I was like, oh yeah, Cardinals are on there. And because, some errors, and again, they played against Jacksonville, I was like, you know what? The quality of opponents that the Cowboys played, I'm going to give the Cowboys their due. And oh boy, Cardinals fans did not like that. And so you know what? Every time a Cardinals fan complains, I kill Grandpa Cardinal in the NFC West series a little bit more. So you just
the Cardiac Cardinals.
Yeah,
nickname I love.
That's it. Brendan,
that's right. Yeah. So I dropped the Tampa Bay Buccaneers down to 10. After a loss to the Rams, which seems too fair. I think I was too fair to the Bucs. They themselves must think they're a 10th ranked team if after their first loss since November of 2020, they go out and sign a corner right away. Like, that's a team that's in panic mode right now. So I feel like they justified my number 10 spot for them. And it wasn't just that they lost to the Rams. The Rams controlled that entire game. The Bucs never looked like they were going to win. They were just outmanned, outmuscled. Stafford played better than Brady. Brady gets sacked a few times. He starts to get rattled, and he turns into defeatable Brady. So, yeah, Bucs at 10. You got the Cowboys at 10, which I agree with because I put Dallas at 9. And I don't think either one of us want to put the Cowboys on this list.
I don't want them anywhere near it. I don't want them sniffing this list. Like, they're playing the Panthers, right? Like this week, I hope the Panthers destroy them. I don't think they will, but I hope they destroy them.
Dak's good, man. Like, that offense is starting to click. They're running the ball, which is smart, and their defense might be better. Trayvon Diggs was very, very good.
Dude.
Like, he was just, every time a pass came his way, he was breaking it up. So maybe Dallas gets something going on defense. They play smart, balanced offense. We don't want him to be there, but we both put him 9-10-ish. I think that's
it's fair.
I think we're in sync.
Well, hold on. I don't want to spoil the rest of my list because it's hidden by other slides. So stay tuned to make sure that you see what mine are. Number 9, I got the Raiders. The Raiders. Because, again, I will give credit where credit is due. The Raiders are pulling it off without Josh Jacobs. And people were asking, like, why are the Cardinals omitted? Listen, they barely beat they beat the Titans, which I'll give you that. They beat the Titans, and that's why they were on the list. They beat the Vikings, and I'm pretty sure I had them on the list last week, right? Even though they just won by a field goal. They should have played better against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They should have. And for me, the dominance of the Cowboys, they just took their spot. That's all. It's fluctuating. It's fluid. Plus, I'm just a guy in a basement. You could disagree. It's okay. But this is my justification for it. The Raiders, not the prettiest of games. Not the prettiest of games against the Dolphins. But going into OT, playing against Jacoby Brissett, I think I think 9 is a good spot. I'm excited to see what this team looks like when they actually get Josh Jacobs back. I'm excited for them Monday night to play the Chargers.
Oh, dude, that game right now, 74% they believe will be Raiders fans based on ticket sales.
Just 74. I'm surprised. That's
74% Raiders fans. So it's basically a home game for the Raiders in LA. Don't spoil it, Las Vegas Raiders.
So, all right. So that's my number 9. Hold on. Put up my screenshot again, please.
Oh, yeah.
Which I worked really hard on. Number 8. Oh, wait. Are the Chiefs not on your list again?
No. They got a losing last record. Week. The fact that you put them on this list, you should be fired. I'll never fire you because I need you, Tom. But somebody else.
Right now, you know what? Here's a statement. Right now, today, Chiefs play the Broncos. Chiefs win that game.
Bullshit.
Right now.
I would bet $100 that I would bet $410 that the Broncos win that game outright. When do they play? What are the Chiefs going to do? Not run the ball against the second best run defense in the league right now?
They will not do that. They will not do that.
They're gonna.
Oh, dude, December 5th. Oh,
yeah. The Broncos the Broncos have a very easy September. They had a rough into the season, so it all balances out. Okay, you've got the Chiefs at 8, which is stupid. I got the Browns at 8, which seems a little more reasonable since the Browns actually have a winning record, Tom. You're giving the Chiefs too much credit for past success. That's how we approach our power rankings differently.
It's not past success. I still think they have I think their offense can still wreck opposing defenses. I still think that they could do that.
Sure.
So I will say, and I'm sorry, someone just tagged me on Twitter, and this was, and I don't talk about him. I don't mention him. I don't watch his stuff. But Skip Bayless just tweeted out, my arch nemesis. Apparently, the question got posed: if Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford had switched places, would Stafford have been even better than Rodgers in Green Bay? You know who says yes? Golden Tate, the guy who caught the Fail Mary. I'm gonna say a lot of bad words, so I don't think I should speak right now. But folks, come on, what's Golden Tate doing nowadays?
He's doing I think he's going to be on Undisputed today. He was on Good Morning Football this week. He's doing the TV rounds. Golden Tate was a guy the Broncos fans at least were saying Denver should make a play for because Jerry Jeudy on IR. We lose KJ Hamlin for the season. But Golden Tate, more like Golden Hot Takes.
More like Golden Taint.
Golden Takes.
That's what it's
call them Golden Takes.
It taint. That's what it smells like. It's taint. But listen. All right, move on because I'm gonna get angry. I'm just gonna get angry.
Okay, yeah. Back to the power rankings. I got the Brownies at 8.
Okay.
After a 9-sack performance.
I believe in the Browns more, so that's why I marked them a little bit higher. than that, just because, and you know what? And this is where some bias may have leaked in. The fact that they were able to destroy the Bears and like destroy the fabric of their entire team made me feel really good. So I think I gave them some extra brownie points for that. Huh? See what I did there?
Whoa, wordplay.
That's what we got. And number 7, we agreed. We agreed, baby.
The Chargers.
Woo!
Finally on the list. You earned it with a win over the Chiefs. At least you have the Chargers ahead of the Chiefs.
I do. I do have the Chargers ahead of the Chiefs. Some guy like left a comment on my power rankings. He's like, the Chiefs lost to the Chargers. How could you have the Chiefs higher than the Chargers? And I'm like, someone did not watch this video correctly, because that is not what occurred.
Someone forgot the basic principle of counting.
Listen, counting and math is hard. I will give that to people.
Dude, 10 means the best, not 1.
You're counting up. It's 2 digits instead of 1. God.
There's a 0 next to that 10. How could it be better than 1?
Very true. Very true.
All right.
Now, number 6.
I got the Packers. You got the Browns.
I got the Browns.
So,
Packers weren't even on my top 10 last week.
The Packers
But what did I tell you? Packers were not on my top 10. But what did I tell you, Perna? What did I tell you? I said, beat a team like the 49ers, you're going to skyrocket in that top 10. And that's exactly what they did. And I'm going to justify real quick, because they're number 4, as you can see from the screenshot. They're number 4. And the reason why they're up that high and they're not like, in the bottom half of the top 10 is because they won without David Bakhtiari, their first string LT, without Elton Jenkins, their second string LT, without their best pass rusher, Zadarius Smith, without Kevin King. We're not even going to get into if that helped the team or not. But what I'm saying is they did it with all these injuries, going to Santa Clara, where they have infamously had a bad time, and they still came away with the win. The pass rush was better. The offensive line was amazing. And that's why I think they're number 4.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing they did was protect Rodgers in that game.
Dude. Real well.
With the third string tackle, I think it was, they gave up like 1 pressure or 1 QB hit and 5 total pressures the entire game.
Yeah.
And obviously when you have a good quarterback like Rodgers, who's going to get rid of the ball quickly when he needs to.
He had time.
Those sort of things happen. Yeah, he was well protected. I would put the Packers up higher, but injuries are an issue. So until they get healthy,
makes sense.
I don't think they're going to dominate games, but they might be poised to be a team that sort of gets healthy at the right time this season and starts playing their best football late, which you want to see.
Think about it. Dave Bakhtiari comes back and Elton Jenkins gets healthy. That's one of the best offensive lines. And if they're able to do against a really good pass rush in the 49ers, if they're able to do that without being healthy, and then they get the best left tackle in the league back, and Jenkins gets to go to where he's more comfortable and there's a position in need, their offensive line, if they stay healthy, is going to be incredible. So
I like the Packers' future.
Yeah.
We can move on to my top 5 through 4 here.
Oh, yeah.
You got the Ravens at 5. I did not put the Ravens on mine because they should have lost to the Lions. They were saved by the officials. So
we're subscribing to that delay of game thing, huh?
Yeah, that as a Broncos fan who lost to the Chiefs in a similar way, where back in 2018, 3rd down, you see the shot looking at Patrick Mahomes and behind him a giant 0 on the play clock, and they just let him go on with the play. I know what that feels like, Lions fans. Now, I think Justin Tucker could have made a 71-yard kick, given the chance. I don't even know if that penalty guarantees a Lions victory.
If it's the same kick, then he doesn't make it because that just misses the crossbar. But you're saying if he could mentally prepare,
right? Because it would have been a different kick. It would have been a different kick attempt.
I say, you know what? You put him on the 1. You put him on the 1, the opposing 1, and see how far he kicks that thing, and just see. And if he hits it, they do it right before kickoff, and they go, "You make this, you win the game. We don't even play the game." I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think it's fair.
So I actually did a shared number 5 between the Broncos and the Panthers.
Oh, I don't see a Panthers logo on there.
Yeah, I didn't relay that to my graphics team.
Yeah,
which is my wife.
So So you're still riding the Panthers, even if you curse them. So
yeah, so I put them at 5 because I think they have the best defense in the NFL right now. Christian McCaffrey's injury, not as serious as it initially looked. He will be back. If their defense continues to play as well as they are, and the offense is efficient, doesn't make mistakes, I think they're a legitimately good team. Just like I think using DraftKings Sportsbook is a legitimately good way to do sports betting. All you gotta do sports betting. Do a DraftKings Sportsbook, code GPS. Link in the description. Right now, DraftKings is giving new customers with that code GPS up to $1,000 in terms of your deposit bonus. So they double your money. Whatever you put in, they're going to match it. You can do same game parlays, player props, live betting, so much more. I did a 6-game parlay last night. I think I put $25 or $30.
Okay.
And if I win,
yeah,
it is $1,700. Now it's a lot of guys like the Bills. They got to score the over of.
You bet it that way, so you weren't just going like straight picks. Got it.
No, it's like teams like how many touchdowns they were going to score. Points. So I was just sitting in bed. Maybe I had a scotch. I don't know. And maybe. I'm like, let me see like 6 teams. I think these 6 teams I know fairly well enough, and obviously anything can happen any week. Injuries can really mess up your
your parlays. Dak Prescott. What was the week 1? Like, you said he wasn't going to throw over 300 yards. He threw 4. Yeah. And then the other one was Robbie Anderson getting 100 yards.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know at the time that the Bucs would have one of the worst secondaries in the NFL this season. So because just in the Super Bowl, they were great. They were great. That's why my power rankings reflect what's happening now. Anyway, DraftKings Sportsbook. Support us by using our code GPS. If you want to get into the sportsbook betting stuff, you don't have to. We're not trying to peer pressure you. Just know it's there. DraftKings will take care of you. Secure, reliable, safe, all of that great stuff.
And Diego also has the number to a Gambler's Addict hotline. So
yeah, if you haven't watched Tom's AFC West reaction videos, please do. So I watched it late in bed after I did that DraftKings.
After you did the bet, you're just like, you know what? Now let's watch something terrible.
My wife was already sleeping, and I didn't just watch it because I make a cameo in the video. I was like,
it's true.
Let me watch this AFC stuff, and I got a legitimate LOL while my wife was sleeping. Almost woke her up, and it was when the Broncos fan Brecky was like, I just came upstairs to kill the Raiders fan. and like just the Diego telling him that that Thunder, the Broncos horse, has been dead for a long time. That is a new one. Like all that shit was great, man.
Dude, 2009. The Thunder 2 retired too. Thunder 2's still alive though. Thunder 2 is still alive.
Yeah.
So I had to do a deep dive. I learned more about Thunder than it's apparently an Arabian horse. And they're training right now the next iteration of Thunder, but they haven't revealed his identity.
Wow.
It's a big thing.
Yeah, the effort you put into those, Tom, very impressed with. It's funny, it's creative. You're performing the Chiefs monologue, the Chiefs guy monologue. I forget his name. What was his name?
Lenny.
Yep. Yeah.
Listen, buddy, that script right there. There you go. You know what it says? Improv monologue. I just sat on the ground and was like, let me get into the mind of a Chiefs fan.
Yeah, but like everything else, it's just good. So
appreciate you.
Yeah, you made me go, damn it, Tom's putting the work in, and I like it.
Oh, buddy.
So I wanted to mention that today because I really I think your stuff's funny, you know what I mean? But you watch other people, you don't necessarily go, like that one got me. That
one got you.
All right, back to this. Let's get through this.
Let's get it.
Broncos, Panthers at 5. You've got the Ravens. Why do you have the Ravens at 5?
I have the Ravens because, again, I think that game could have been a blowout, and the only reason it wasn't was because of Hollywood Brown. Like he dropped like easy touchdowns that would have made that game an incredible blowout.
This is great because the Broncos are at 5 on mine, Ravens at 5 on yours, and the Broncos-Ravens play this week.
Yes, they do.
Bad news
Yes.
for the Broncos. The Ravens are getting healthy. They are getting very, very healthy. Rashad Bateman's coming off IR, so they might have another weapon in the passing game. Their defensive tackle, oh my God, I'm forgetting his name. Brandon
Perna?
I'm going to play for the Ravens on defense. Anyway, they're getting healthy at the wrong time for the Broncos. And I swear, if the Broncos lose this game, it's going to be a bad week for me.
Oh, buddy, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
It's bad. It's bad that the Broncos are 3-0, and I can't even – people won't enjoy it.
Nope.
All people do is go, yeah, they haven't beaten anyone, you idiot.
Dude.
Why don't you shut your stupid face, you dumb idiot.
So what happens, buddy? What happened? Because I did this with the East. I did the reaction videos with the East last year, and it was a whole saga that ran for 17 weeks, right? And people were actively rooting for Washington because of Wildflower and the Jets because of Springsteen. Now, people legitimately want the Chiefs to lose to the Eagles just for the content. So, first of all, you're welcome. Yeah. Second of all, what happens if the freaking Raiders win and the Broncos lose?
It's going to be a bad week in Denver. The Raiders play the Chargers, so
they do.
I think the Chargers will win that game, but
the content would be great though if the Raiders win and the Broncos.
Actually, if the Raiders and the Broncos both win, I think that's good for me. No, actually, I need the Raiders to lose because. I'll tell you why in a second. All right, I've got the Cardinals.
The Cardinals all the way at 4.
The Packers at 4. Kyler Murray, if he cleans up maybe like some mistakes,
dude,
picks. Also, don't try 68-yard field goals at sea level, Arizona, and kick to Jamal Agnew, who returned 100+ yard touchdowns back-to-back weeks.
109.
First player to do that in NFL history, by the way.
So.
All right, I got the Bills at 3. You got the Bills at 3. I think that's fair. Bills. People are saying, Josh Allen, you're regressing.
Yeah, you're garbage.
4 touchdowns, 1 pick in his first 2 games. A special teams blunder is what cost him that week 1 win against the Steelers. Josh Allen was playing kind of like Teddy Bridgewater football, where safe. Not a ton of yards, touchdowns, and Bills fans getting used to Josh Allen just lighting people up. Everyone else around the country playing fantasy football used to seeing Josh Allen light people up, and when he's not putting up those giant fantasy numbers, they're like, what's wrong with Josh Allen? Nothing. Just give him
nothing. He's good. He's vibing. He's chilling.
Oh, my God. He had 2 incredible touchdown passes against Washington. One to Emmanuel Sanders, also starting to feast. Yeah. He's... Emmanuel Sanders always just an underrated wide receiver. Like
watching him in the preseason against the Packers, I was like, ooh, he could be, because that's the thing. Like Cole Beasley and Sanders both had good days, and Stephon Diggs was like kind of quiet. So like that's what I'm saying. It's like pick your poison, right? And whether it's getting COVID from tackling Cole Beasley or it's not covering Stephon Diggs, they're gonna beat you multiple ways.
Yeah, and their defense playing pretty good right now.
Defense is playing well.
I like the Bills. You like the Bills. Then at 2, this is where we differ. You put the Bucs at 2.
I did.
I got the Rams.
I did.
Who I actually think might be the best team in the league, but I would never put Matthew Stafford in that number 1 spot and curse that poor man. All he's done his entire career is battle the curse.
Is be cursed. Well, folks, in case you're missing the context on here, in case this is the first time tuning into GPS, what has happened is Brandon Perna started these power rankings this year. And after week 1, put the New Orleans Saints as his number 1 team, which he was mocked and ridiculed for, rightfully so. The following week, the Saints got their ass kicked by the Carolina Panthers.
Pounded by the Panthers.
Demolished.
My number 5 team.
Yeah. Then, heading in, like, all right, well, now it's a new number 1, and put Carolina. The Panthers. The Panthers
beat my number 1 team
at number 1. They put the Panthers at number 1. And what happened? They played Thursday night. Christian McCaffrey gets injured. J.C. Horn breaks his foot.
Done for the season. Done. And their safety
could come back
on IR.
Right? Couldn't he potentially come back? But
Horn, maybe, yeah.
So
late.
Horrific injuries. And so it has now become, in only 3 weeks' time, a recurring theme that whoever Brandon Perna puts at number 1 is a cursed football team. And liking Matthew Stafford, he refuses to do so, which now Perna is starting to use his curse for personal reasons and vendettas.
And here's the thing. We're wondering if we acknowledge the curse, if it disappears.
That's
right?
true.
And everybody wanted me to put the Buccaneers at number 1 to curse Tom and the Bucs.
Yep.
But Tom, that smart guy, he knew I would put them at 1 if they beat the Rams. That's why he lost. He knows. Look, he's got to deal with the devil. Of course, the devil's gonna be like, "Don't win this week." That powerful man, Brandon Perna, will curse you, and I can't stop him.
I'll get you Sherman. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll get you Richard Sherman. So, I had to go with an undefeated team at number 1, and it's the Las Vegas Raiders, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it supposed to represent like a broken mirror? Like, is that the extra bad luck?
No, well, see, this is working out nicely because it does look like a broken mirror.
It's a dark red one.
My wife, Jess, made that graphic, and at first I was like, that seems kind of busy. And I was like, no, leave it. It's cool. And then I was looking at it like the next day, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's kind of like Black Mirror. And I was like, oh, yeah, that is how you curse those devilish Raiders.
So I'm very curious on what is going to happen Monday night against the Chargers, because this could go one of two ways. Either one, you like overly curse them and like an asteroid hits the stadium, but only the Raiders bench, and it's in front of all Raiders fans because it's the Chargers stadium. So there's either that, or the Raiders do so well that they're just like, nah, buddy, you done messed up. You done messed up.
Yeah, but the Raiders feel like a good team to lose in a bad way because 2 of their wins, they have needed some luck. They have needed some luck this season. Week 1 against the Ravens, of course, that game was just dumb how much luck was required. And then the Dolphins blow a lead, then take that game back into overtime. And instead of going for the win, tie it up and then give the Raiders a chance to win, and they do. So the Chargers, I think, might be a more talented team, but the Raiders are good. It's also they would have been top 5 because they're playing very good football, and they're only going to get better, like you said, when Josh Jacobs comes back. Sure. So it seems like the perfect week to curse that pirate ship of an organization.
What do you do with a drunken sailor?
You curse him.
You do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these have been our power rankings. Make sure you write it down. Who has got the better power rankings this week? Which ones do you agree with more? Make sure you light it up in the comments in the video.
Give us a P in the chat if you like pornographers power rankings.
The PPR.
PP. PPR.
It just works.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
All right. We've got a Thursday night game coming up tomorrow, Tom.
Do we though?
People have been begging you to live stream.
Which, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to announce. Actually, happy is a strong word. I will be live streaming tomorrow night's game between the Kitty Goes Meow Cincinnati Bengals.
Look at all those P's in the chat. Heck
and the frackin' Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, if the Broncos beat the Ravens, I will be very confident. Somebody's asking that in the comments there. Look, it's the Ravens' strength rushing the ball versus the Broncos' strength stopping the run. So Broncos need a real test. They're going to get it this week. Bengals, I started my power rankings by saying, well, I think I cut this part, but I said it was really hard for me to not put them at 10. I was like, if there was an 11, they would have received it.
Yeah.
Because they've got some sneaky good play happening right now. All right.
So Bengals are better than the Chiefs, is what you're telling me.
They're better than the Chiefs.
Okay.
Jamar Chase. I think he's right now the real rookie of the year. 4 touchdowns, 220 receiving yards. Linebacker Logan Wilson, 3 interceptions on the season, 2 last week. Joe Mixon's running the ball well. I think there's potential there for the Bengals to not be horrible. And they're getting a team I think they can make a statement against, because any team can make a statement against the Jags at this point, except for the Cardinals. So Bengals, I'm trying to hype you up. Dang it. You might be all right.
Listen, I don't want to take all the credit for this, but the creation of Kitty Goes Meow, and now the introduction of the Kitty Goes Meow plush, all of a sudden, Bengals are doing pretty good.
Yeah, their one loss was against the Bears, but that's when the Bears had Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton used to be the Bengals quarterback, so it's like
Collusion.
That's an outlier. The Bengals were just trying to be nice to Andy Dalton because they know, like,
they're like, buddy, we're so sorry for what we've put you through.
Yeah, we thought it was bad here. What's happening to you in Chicago?
Yeah. So I'm just saying, this game, I don't think this is going to be a good game. I don't think that it's.
I think it's going to turn into a good game.
You think so? Trevor Lawrence, I think it's Joe Burrow. They're gonna
two iffy teams playing on a short week. Maybe it's going to be a bad game in terms of sloppy mistakes, but I think when it comes down to the fourth quarter, it's going to be close. People are going to be curious to see what happens. It's going to turn out to be an all right football game. That's my prediction.
Okay. I mean, who do you have winning?
Bengals.
I got the Bengals. Let's go, baby. Spoilers. I'm doing my predictions today. But yeah, I got the Bengals taking this one. I think Trevor Lawrence looks a little bit better this week. You know, I know he's getting a lot of hate. I think he has 7 interceptions or something like that. I think he's tied
with Zachy Wilson.
Yeah, he's tied up there. Oh, Zach.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Trevor Lawrence got roasted because he threw a pick 6 on a flea flicker.
Yes.
So he throws a pick 6 on a play that's designed to give you one of the easiest throws in football.
Yeah.
It's supposed to trick the defense into thinking you're running the ball. And he threw it to the other team. So
wrong jersey.
But I think Trevor Lawrence will get better a little bit each and every week. James Robinson, they're getting him more involved in terms of consistency, carrying the ball. He's a very talented back. The Jags might be better than the Jets at the bottom of the league. The Jags could be better than even the Giants at this point. It's hard to say.
You know, I had an idea, Perna. And either if you don't want to do this, then I'll just do it in a video. After week 4, you know, since we're like kind of sort of like the quarter way mark of the kind of sorry, I know there's an extra week and stuff, kind of sort of there. Maybe we do a reverse little rankings of the 5 worst teams.
Yeah, well, I've been throwing the power bottom 3 into all of my power rankings. So I do the 3 worst teams every week. We should definitely
thanks for the memo, dude. Do you know what?
It's hard. Tom never makes it through a full video of mine. JK. I wouldn't expect anybody to watch any of my videos.
I watched it. Didn't I watch it last week and I told you there was an error?
Oh, yeah. That was week 1, but that's still an error in my template of the project, too. I got to change number 1 or number 2 to number 1 every single week. But yeah, my power bottom 3 this week was Jets, Jags, Giants. Giants sliding in. They kicked the Dolphins out. So,
oh yeah, they kicked the Dolphins. Oh, you know what? Honestly, that's fair. I think that's very fair.
And the Colts are close. They're an 0-3 team. Can't get a win either. So,
just do a full 32 ranking. Do you have any idea how much of a pain in the ass that would be to edit? Like, and that video would be massive. It would be like, listen, Per and I were talking about this. Like, the top 10 is probably one of the easiest videos that we edit throughout the week, just because it's like record. As long as I don't, I'm just speaking for me. As long as I don't mess up too many times, there's not too much editing that's involved. Throw the logos in there, throw the numbers in there. Have a nice day. But 32, bud, like, it's a while for me to get through predictions. Predictions is one of the hardest videos to edit, just because like I'm trying to keep it around 20 minutes because they're long. They're long.
No, it's why, like, Will Keys and I just turned our predictions, which will go up today on the That's Good Broncos channel. We just turned that into our podcast. Last year was just for the patrons. This year we're putting it up and did the Pick'em League.
Yeah.
But yeah, it like just mentioning 30, like,
it's a lot.
16 games takes so much time. So
Gotta give the context. Got to give your thoughts.
yeah.
Well, by the way, how you doing in predictions this season?
We went from third. Now we're like tied for 5th place. So last week
So you're doing it better than I am. Okay.
The Chargers. I think Will made me take the Chiefs, but that was like the only one I think that I wanted back. But how low are you?
Well, we have about 7,700 people in that Pick'em League, and I am 2,774th.
That's crazy.
It was a rough week. I picked the Eagles because I was like, oh, the Eagles will do it. They didn't do it. Yeah, I'm 28-20, so we're a little bit of a struggle at the beginning of the season, but
it'll improve.
I'm confident that I'm going to bounce back. I'm confident. So,
all right, we made it through an hour, Tom. Holy cow,
we did it. I think it was a good show. I think it was a great show. But ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you as always tuning in for GPS every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll be back Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Mountain Time. We'll be there breaking down this Thursday night game, which apparently is going to be a classic. On top of that, it will be the last day that I have to wear this stupid jersey. Thank God, because I'm so tired of wearing this.
I was thinking about that when you were ripping the Bears. I'm like, how confusing is it for someone who just joins? They see a guy with Packers stuff, a Vikings jersey, talking trash about the Bears. Like,
which, by the way, Packers pajama pants.
You
we're rocking
it.
We're rocking it. We'll also preview all the week 4 matchups, some of the good ones that are coming up. But folks, you've been navigated.
You've been navigated
well.
See you Friday morning.